Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, game 2 here, or sort of game 1.5, really, it feels like. With the same draft, of course, getting through from Tundra. I mean, what sort of your reactions to this team?
I think for Tundra, this is them, if they win the second game, right, they've given all the other teams in the upper division pretty much no information. They've shown 5 heroes, not 10. Pretty cool stuff. But for Alliance, I think this really shows how they approach kind of identifying their weaknesses with the heroes that they kind of swapped out, right? Like when Tundra continues to pick the same, Alliance had to kind of showcase, okay, what was the reason why? So for example, Hanskin now playing the Ogre, you're playing with this Wraith King, you're a hero that naturally has high armor. Why did Tundra dominate that off lane? It's because they had Lil Shredder on the Snapfire with this Doom getting cookied on top, just trying to battle down and beat down the safe lane. So this Ogre should be able to absorb the aggression of this dual lane. Wraith King might farm more.
Okay.
You then look towards this Weaver 4. The big fights from Tundra, they were dominating. That's because they had no save on Alliance. So now you have this Weaver who can go maybe for like a Solar Crest to enable the Wraith King in the fight. And then you have this Ags eventually to then reset from the Chrono or even like a Doom situation. It can prop up your Lina to take a bigger fight, or to prop your Wraith King to take a bigger fight. So I can see why Alliance has kind of shifted the supports to stronger lane with Ogre, stronger teamfight presence with the Weaver. But again, this is the type of lineup that can fall flat if Tundra hit that stride and get that ball rolling. But I can see why Alliance has shifted in this direction. It's just, can they execute it within the laning phase to give themselves entry to the game?
All right, well, let's see indeed if Alliance can have a bit of a better game than that game 1, which was rather rough, really, after the sort of opening laning segment. Tundra just turning up the heat, 9 popping off. See if they can keep a bit of a better handle on what this Spirit's going to be able to do pretty early off the back of the laning stage.
Yeah, and the key thing here, once again, is Supreme is playing a hero that should be able to beat an Earthspirit in mid lane. Shadowfiend had Razors, Lina then has the wave clear, and also Lina the hero that when Earthspirit does eventually want to rotate out, can instantly start chipping away at that tower with the Fiery Soul stack. Tundra needs to really be careful how they play this mid lane, because if they lose this tower early on, it could open up Alliance to make these earlier smoke moves. But they defended that for quite some time in the previous.
And have some good sort of strengths of the support Weaver against this lineup of Tundra this time around.
Yeah, for sure. The Weaver, again, you have kind of 2-3 item options. You often go for like an early urn. You either complete the vessel, you can go urn into just a Solar Crest to keep pushing that fight, or you can then eventually kind of get the Ags into the mix. And of course, just to clarify, the Aghanims on Weaver, it allows time lapse to be cast on allies, resetting their HP after 4 seconds or so. So it is very good against the type of lineup that Tundra has, which isn't big burst damage. It's kind of slow and steady team fight where they completely dominate you within a 10-second window. But if Weaver kind of gets into the mix and resets the Lina, for example, it could offset Tundra where suddenly Wraith King reinitiates. And you see here the strength of Ogre. He's a big boy. He just needs to get up in the lane, spam his spells. And I love the fact that, the panel mentioned Bloodlust, but Bloodlust is a spell which is like kind of your mid-game thing. Right now in laning phase, you need your Ignite, you need your Fire Blast, just to try and get some aggression going in that safe
lane. Team for 2 against the 9 for 0, so it's as expected. Supreme getting a good lead, but 9.
Is he gonna? Oh, of course he doesn't have roll. Is he gonna make the same play as the previous game? Well, yeah. But of course he used the roll to get this route. Won't work out. And Hanskin doing the old classic, kill himself to a tower. Which is better than killing yourself to neutral creeps, because if you die to neutral creeps, there's a longer respawn time. And because none of the die had hit him within the last like 50 seconds, the kill was just evenly distributed gold to everyone rather than the kill going to one.
Another courier here for Aramis.
Good little ward there. Of course, Aramis deep observer ward that allows him just to always get the courier kills. Germinate does affect couriers. Pretty easy to get the courier sniped.
It's going to limit some of the backup the skiter has coming from in this top lane. We did have some tangos on that, and that was a sort of fresh stat. So skiter's going to be caught low on the regen here in the lane whilst the courier's down. Caught out by the spear, but not quite enough damage upon Pardo himself. Still having some tangos to pass over to skiter to keep the void healthy in this laning stage.
I love the fact that Nine really puts emphasis on rune control. Like, of course, before you have supports coming in, but he's always going for the rune that they're trying to go for. Take away his enemy bounty. Because if Hanskin didn't aggressively take the bounty rune, he'd have had this bounty plus 2 charges, reset, farm mid-wave, then get his own bounty. So I really like the fact that Nine is just heads up, keeping an eye on the clock, always making sure he can play for those runes. Because when you're in a matchup that isn't so great for you, you need to have that regen to exist. Thinking
It's going to be fine.
should be fine, yeah. Oh, especially with this ice armor, yeah.
Guys, this is proving to be really nice in this lane. I mean, we see Alliance get pretty close to threatening Snake King's life, but Tundra, Lina, 33 and Snake King both covering each other's backs. Top lane, Spear. Well, catch on so far, it doesn't matter though. Aramis is able to chase him with Sakuchi and get that first blood here for Alliance.
Yeah, you have to respect the amount of damage that Weaver and Mars can do. I think people, it's only a Weaver, what can you really do? But when you have the Swarm for the next engagement, this was only Sakuchi and Germinate, but yeah, it is so much damage. If you ever step kind of out of that tree line, you can easily go down. Now has his packet tangos from the hero that died earlier. Very much just trying to get wherever they can in this top lane. This isn't going to be a gyrocopter who's just farming 3 kills. It's going to be very much the he'll die a couple of times, so Void doesn't have to die. That's the type of lane Alliance is now created in this top lane. Ooh, a lot of damage here, but he does have a salve so on the end of the day for Aramis.
Well, I'm happy to tank a bit of mana there from Father.
But the nice thing there from that roll from 9, he was timing it with the creep wave dying from the tower as well. So then when he connects on the roll, the creep should die, and bang, Lina on the tower getting hit. You get to see that aggression once again from Snapfire and Doom. A cookie into Lil Shredder, like Nico baby, even though he has the helm of Iron Will. He feels so squishy.
Consistently just being pushed right back out of the lane. I mean, both carries feeling a very similar level of heat right now. 21 and 7 against the 21 and 1.
And this will be a completely different game for the Wraith King. Previously, he went armlet into a Radiance. This is going to be a game where he has to go for that Blink Dagger. Alliance doesn't have multiple forms of initiation now. Lina will be some bot BKB style mid. Mars will be some armlet Blink style hero.
See in the river. Supreme is going to turn with the combo onto Snake King, but with the stick charges, Snake King, he's going to be fine. He's going to try and dance his way with the illusion room, but the Magnetize keeps going. Supreme goes down, and Hanskin, I don't know if he's going to be able to get any help here. Aramis is looking over towards the mid, goes in for the dive kill onto Snake King. We'll be able to find something here for Alliance, but all in all, they try and bring the action to 9, and 9, he's more than happy to take it with the backup of Snake.
Yeah, 9 did a really good job in this lane where he was always farming the small camp both his side and Lina's side, so he always had the levels to match Lina. Where like this CS, even though it looks like Earthbridge keeping up, it's because he's farming more of the small camps, right? And it just gives 9 that kill threat when Lina in the river probably shouldn't be there, but again, Tundra instantly capitalized on that, bringing the support. Punish.
Alliance, they're bringing sort of 3 heroes around this mid lane. Does mean that Nico Baby's left on his own down bottom. If they get the kill, Alliance, they try and poke in onto 9, but a quick roll underneath the tier 2 will get him out of harm's way.
Dire structures are fortified.
Kick off the bug. Back to days, but yeah, you can very much see Alliance. They have broke down the laning phase in the hope just to take away this tower. Take away 9's home, in which he's able to thrive. Farm will get given to him, rotate when possible. And Alliance's game plan is, if we make 9 feel uncomfortable potentially, make him rotate earlier than he wants to. Sure, Nico Baby might die a couple of times, but it might give Alliance that confidence to get into the game. But I think Tundra's seeing through this, and that's why, you know, they are killing the Wraith King. 9's just straight back to mid. Snake King's now mid lane. They've eased off the pressure on the side lanes because they realize, wait, we can't lose this now. We can't allow them just to overwhelm us in this mid lane. Yeah, I don't think Tundra's too kind of scared from this initial engagement.
I don't think so. Laguna Blade has been used, of course, which we saw on Tafada, so even the Snake King, I don't think he's too concerned about the potential burst that could come out upon him. Put a poke onto 9, but Aramis will try and turn. You see the back of a funnel, Snake King as well. Looking forward, jumping from skiter. He's looking for a chrono opportunity. Won't find it, but by the looks of it, doesn't need it. Time dilation onto Aramis, but the Malphas, he is able to Sakuchi out of there. They'll let the Weaver get away. Don't want to use the chrono there, of course, for the support. He will return to farming. It'll just be the Ogre going down. very much as you say, just sort of shutting down this effort from Alliance around the mid. So Alliance, they are going to have to look elsewhere rather than just this initial plan of throwing everything at the mid, throwing everything at Nine's Zerster as early as they can.
Yeah, and skiter, he nearly got the chrono onto the Lina there as well, but he countered it. He realized that Lina was just quick enough to disconnect. Should have dodged it due to the cast time.
Radiant's middle
And yeah,
tower
just straight
is
back
under
to farming. But, no, it's now on Alliance. I think from that previous game, again, like they're playing into the exact same lineup. They should know kind of the beats that Tundra's going to be hitting. It's Drum, Solar Crest type Snapfire, a Veil Gyrocopter, its ability to play with 9. I think Alliance, they need to have the bodies in the right place to tank up that initiation and then try and look for that punishment. Utilize that Mars Arena in the right place at the right time. Try and protect your Lina farming here. Unfortunately, they're not here.
And they're not. Supreme on his own, feeling safe in the triangle, but was not safe one bit at all. Top lane, accused the ult here, Chrono and the kisses, Leslau, no chance for him. Tundra planning to step up the action again here early on, 9.5 minutes in, they're getting the kills.
I'd love to check the first game because we saw that exact play of Lela's hitting tower into Chrono Mortimer Kisses, but in game 1, Shadow Fiend was there, and I think it was around 9 to 10 minutes. So yeah, Tundra really just kind of mimicking their game plan from that previous game, and right now for Alliance, it feels like they need to shift. Like the Ogre needs to just get in front, you know? If Ogre dies to an Earthquake roll plus 2 supports, Lina's farming, Wraith King's farming. Because right now for Alliance, it's the bot BKB on a Lina. It's an Armlet Blink +1 on the Wraith King. It's a Blink on the Mars. That's their big timing to try and punish the cooldown of Tundra. Until then, it's kind of wait, or even smoke up and try and look for a pickup. They're not doing that. So yeah, very much Tundra still setting the pace of the game, enabling 9 just through protecting this mid tower. And now you see Alliance, they feel that pressure a little bit because they're congregating around mid once again, using that catapult wave, trying to break down the map a little bit.
Not on. 33 just comes in, drops down the Doom onto Leslau. He's gone. See them trying to take this mid tower, but 9 he's in with the setup, gets the 2 of them with the magnetize. Supreme's got to back off. There's no chance for Handscan.
Ultimately it's the knife. Kiki comes on in.
He's still can get a bit of a benefit there for Alliance. Although the kills really adding up here for Tundra. Alliance, even when they do get the objectives, taking heavy casualties.
Yeah, and this is the key thing here. They've been able to actually take this mid tower, and they should be able to now from this point smoke up and make an active play. Of course, Lina, Wraith, these heroes, they don't want to be in any of these early engagements. But you see Ogre, 3 points Ignite. If he gets obviously to a cheeky little level 6, that does a lot of damage. Like, jokes aside, Ignite is pretty devastating. If you then have, you know, some heroes to actually kill with it, Mars Weaver. But I'd love to see Alliance try and be a little bit proactive in this game. Don't like always just wait for the chrono, you know. Like right now, it's unavailable. Doom's unavailable. Try and make some moves, break down this map a little bit more. Allow Nika Baby to flash farm. Like, this guy's an incredible farmer. So play as 4, enable him to be off by himself. And then when he's ready, then you can try and take control of the game yourself. And they are trying to do that right now with this mid play, now moving to top. Alliance is being a little bit more proactive than they were in the previous game.
Invisibility!
And you can see that in the net worth difference as well, keeping it very close. Despite the kills, we'll see TP's coming in. There's Lau, looking for the setup. Oh, managed to catch out Fada at the arena. Does get the cooldown off though, Fada, and the kisses are coming in, so whilst they might have killed the gyro, and we'll lose Leslau for it. They can get snaking as well. Aramis a bit cautious here to damage the little shredder there from snaking.
Nice coming. There you go, rolling in.
He's found the angle. In he goes, catches out Handscan at the same time. Skiter catches, he drops the chrono onto Supreme. Kills across the board here for Tundra. Aramis hiding in the trees.
Oh, he saw him.
Oh, 9 knows he's around.
Sees him.
And he slams it straight away. Silence comes down upon him. Tundra getting kills all across the board, and that'll be the tier 1 going into the hands as well.
This is such a scary time. Doom, he's 1 component away from BKB. 9 is 1 component away from BKB. Snapfire hit the Solar Crest. Like, Tundra is hitting a 14-15 minute timing of double BKB, Solar Crest. Yeah, you can ignore Skiter. He's just running. a drum now on Gyrocopter. Like they've all itemized for this. We will win these bigger early fights where Alliance, if you look at like their cores, for example, like look at the Lina. So you got a bot, you got a Shadowblade. I don't think when these BKBs come out, like the Shadowblade versus BKB matchup, it's not even an argument. It's the BKB will win because they have the lockdown as well. So right now, Alliance, they need to try and offset these BKBs by 1 or 2 minutes, give themselves some breathing room in this game because Tundra, they're just kind of following the script of their drop once again.
Gonna try and turn for 9, but 9, he's got backup. Sparta comes in with the cooldown. Nico Baby still trying to stay on top of the target of 9. Supreme will follow in on Fada with the Laguna. Rest of the Tundra hiding in the trees. Skiter, no chrono, of course, for 70 seconds, so not too interested in taking the fight now that they know that Alliance has turned up full force.
Dire's turret has been
You have Ogre trying to get himself his own medallion, eventually Solar Crest. And this will be maybe a nice moment where if they are able to play this top area of the map, get a pick off, they can move towards Roshan, using like Mars, Wraith, and Lina in conjunction with Bloodlust and a medallion. This Roshan will fall pretty easy. So it's on Alliance right now. They are playing this top side of the map in the hope to take a good fight against Tundra, break that, get Aegis. That'll bring them quite equal back into the game. And the idea of BKBs, they can eat through the raw HP of an Aegis and a Wraith King. Okay, right now you see Alliance is playing the area in the hope to try and get this from them. I think Gyro Rocket is probably one of the best sounds in the game. Dagon's really good, but I think the bonk of a Gyro Rocket is pretty up there.
Gyro Rocket is pretty good. I'd say AMCS is pretty nice. That's got a good sound.
To clarify,
I mean, Lina's Laguna Blade sounds pretty epic.
You mean the meat mark? Yeah, but the AMCSing, that's on like a range, right? You want to hear the mana burn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sure, the mana burn and the gold at the same time. That's the dream combo.
Or the sound from when you get gold from stacks. When you carry state, that feels good. That's all.
I mean, just gold sound in general, especially when you're playing Wraith. You know, when you put those skeletons out and you just sort of hear money cropping out. You know, you're not even looking, but someone somewhere's dying to an angry horde of skeletons. It feels amazing.
Oh, wait, yo.
Did I see that right? What we got?
It's a Radiance on the Wraith King again.
You weren't. I mean, you said yourself you didn't sort of expect to see it a second time round, but you're sticking with it.
I mean, it very much is Nico Baby looking at this as I need to be the call of scales. I need to be now to beat Doom.
Kiss is coming in supreme. He is definitely going down. Same to be said for Hans getting caught in the chrono. Nico Baby now left on his own. And yeah, there's no chance of running away from this one. He'll turn with a stun.
Dire's
He's got his second life, but Tundra will have no trouble bringing him down 2 times. I was going to say he's pretty speedy. He can't run from this. I'll find him in the trees, trying his best to arm and toggle his way out, but with the bash is coming in, kill is done.
I guess like when we think about it for Alliance and how Nico Baby's reading this game is if he goes armlet blink, really putting himself in the box of they have to find kills. And I think when the game isn't going their way this early on, if he goes for that blink, it's kind of double downing on allowing Tundra to play that game. If the lanes went better, they had a couple kills, and you can ride the momentum of get kills, still farm with the skeletons, suddenly you have all the items you need, it's good. But I think right now Nico Baby has accepted that Tundra are the aggressors in this game. They're the ones setting every move, and if he goes for anything other than a Radiance in his mindset, he won't be able to scale as easily and get to that point where Nico Baby is, you know, a world-class carry because he has found farm that no one else can. But it does put Alliance in a difficult position because they have no one to play around, right? If Mars wants to look for fight, like he needs Lina, if Wraith King's not there, like it is a little bit difficult right now for Alliance, just because they've missed the earlier windows where they could fight. But for sure, Nico Baby is just trying to wait.
That's out. Trying to find the lead in with that Invis rune, but sentries are placed down. Tundra are aware.
Starting to tip now as well. Fada tip the Baby's gonna tip Lalas. A rivalry forming in RV.
We want to see a bit of sort of feistiness here between the teams at the start of the league.
And this is where the feistiness will come because Lina has just completed the Shadowblade. It has to net a kill. You know, Shadowblade is the equivalent of buying a Blink Dagger. It's that surprising form of initiation that should catch you off guard, like Void walking through the river, LSA, into Laguna, Mars on top, that's a kill. But very much Alliance, they live on the fact that Lina has to be the +1 to a Mars or a Wraith King initiation. with Wraith King not going in initiation, it means that Lina and Mark have to stay together. These are no good supports. They're not supports that naturally walk around the map and find kills. They're heroes that enable the fight and can be that kind of just tickle over damage just to be enough to get a kill, but they're not the explosive heroes to get a kill. So yeah, very much Lina and Mars, they need to hold each other's hands right now, high five a couple times, go together and try and find kills on Tundra. And after I say all that, it's pretty difficult because that's where it's got a BKB, Doom's got a BKB, and kind of actually, I think you can realistically you can kill Gyro, Void, and Snap if you catch them.
You've got to get that sort of instinct.
And that's I think why Tundra is playing this somewhat buddy system, right? You see Snake King kind of hugging the same area as 9, 33 still farming. It's not as if Tundra is going, oh, we're ahead, let's farm the entire map. They're still farming so close, and they should be looking most likely to smoke right now, because as you see how condensed they are on the minimap right now, this isn't just a communal farm of a small camp. This is an indicator of a smoke big fight into Roshan.
Hansken wouldn't be the big target.
And any kill right now should allow them just to poke at Roshan, be it a 5, be it at anything.
I mean, the managed to actually go past Hansken. I mean, if they get Supreme instead, I mean, very tasty. Skiter, he's going to drop the chrono, he's got the control. They have caught him in arena, and Spear will be thrown down. Cookie forward though, and Skiter's going to be fine. Supreme falls. Hansken was run down by 33, and now Leslau, he's got nothing else to offer up. It's Tundra. Said they needed 1, they end up getting 3 here.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful cookie.
Always on a cliff.
Oh, he's been cliffed.
Oh no.
Evil Arteezy.
Oh,
he's up there.
No. Oh no. He's stuck. No,
oh, he got a courier.
Did get a courier.
Joined him in the third one.
They have. They're ready to join this party. And well, meanwhile, Aramis dies. I mean, everybody's dying on Alliance.
He's off the cliff though.
He is. Gets a little bit of a taste of freedom before his inevitable death. You know, they're not that heartless, Tundra.
And then bam.
So they're going to have a final stroll.
Are they going Roshan? Guess not. I thought like this would be the moment where they might just instantly try and go Roshan. You have to solo crest, you have to go Shredder. But this all started because, of course, Spirit with that kick boots him up into the high ground. They used the courier. Actually, no, he was actually just using. I thought they were using the courier for vision.
Oh, he was actually just getting.
He was just getting an item. He's like, oh no, my courier. But yeah, Tundra just sweeping across the map, just punishing the Alliance's heroes. They're very much they play well when they're able to fortify an area, right? Where Ogre's that tanky boy standing on the high ground. Oh no, we found the Ogre. That's so bad. Bang spells come on top. But when Alliance has to move around the map so quickly, playing into the pace of the Earth Spirit, even avoid jumping around, it's pretty difficult. And Earth Spirit is pretty cool. Who is that?
I think it's DJ Khaled, isn't it?
Oh,
he always gets himself.
I won't lie, I actually thought it was Thor the first time I looked at it. Does he just grow a beard?
There we go. Arena attack from Alliance. As they're in, they're all trying to kill on Safada. He's just a support gyro, and it's costing them a lot. Yet again, 2 cores already falling. The Supreme, Leslau, Hansken shortly following as well. Go down. Nico Baby's trying to run this time round and make sure not to step himself close to any cliffs. But honestly, maybe being up there is better than being down here, as it's another death for the Nico Baby Wraith King. 4 dead on Alliance. Now Tundra will feel that they can have a bit of a poke approach. 26-7, just 22 minutes in. This game, pretty safe to say it's going just as well as the first one.
Yeah, Tundra, when they know that they don't have the cooldowns, they need to be ready for Alliance to look for that smoke. They look for that re-entry back into the game. And they played it beautifully. They have this vision in their own jungle. They stand firm, ready. They might not have Chrono, they might not have Doom. But if they just hold their own, Alliance needs to walk through this choke point, try and have their own vision. It's so difficult for Alliance. And yeah, Tundra, even without spells, if you play the map well enough, you can take that fight into that inevitable smoke. So unfortunately for Alliance, Tundra was ready for it. They weren't taking their foot off the gas and able to punish it once again. But this time, the punishment was not only a fight, but like you just mentioned, they get the Roshan as well. And I think this is kind of, at least we know that JJ hasn't been muted by Alliance.
We do.
So congratulations, JJ.
Absolutely, JJ.
What a nice guy.
Rank 100 EU. And there we go. Weaver and Hansken.
We all know a lot.
Hang on.
yours.
Difficult situation, but again, Alliance losing supports, they're not going to be too upset with that, especially in this part of the map. Like right now, I think for Alliance, the best plays that they can make, especially into an Aegis, is offer up these supports in really weird, obscure parts of the map where suddenly Nika Baby's creeping up in his farm. Because as much as we make this game sound doom and gloom, it's simply because the value of net worth that Tundra has right now is translating into owning the map. Where Alliance, they're kind of investing into the future of their lineup, right? They're not playing for the moment, they're playing for some, let's go for that next Roshan. And like Wraith King and Lina, like they're doing pretty well on net worth. Like they're not, it's not as they're not farming, it's just how do they put that together into a winnable fight.
Sure, and this was sort of the similar position kind of gold-wise that they were in last game. Like Supreme and Nico Baby were holding on in farm themselves.
Yeah.
It was just the overall picture was not quite in great of a shape.
This is where Alliance, like, Nika Baby has put the Blink Dagger now into his quick. By the previous game, this was a BKB at this point when the game was somewhat over. With a Blink Dagger, that does allow for the, oh wait, why is the Void in this position? Let's get a quick kill.
He's a
tanky boy.
He's gonna get going on. See skiter. He's going to do his best to bring him down. With the kisses coming in, they've got the damage. They do lose the Void for once, but with the Aegis, he's ready for round 2. Nine's in onto Supreme. Forcing back the Lina. Leslau getting focused here by the three of them. The missile will finish him off. Supreme trying to get back to the fountain, but the magnetizers kept going. He goes down. Aramis tries to fight Snakey, but Snakey with a real shredder, he's able to take off the bug. No still dies the shield crash, but Chrono is up. That'll be a dead Weaver and also a dying Leslau as skiter beats him down. Buyback from Supreme, can he get anything out of this? He's been doomed. Skiter with the BKB, he can look to try and commit onto these two cores. Nika Baby up to the high ground, but if the armor toggle, he's going to keep himself safe. Skiter goes for the TP out. The last few seconds of the BKB, and he will make it away. He gets some kills there, Alliance, but they do have to use 2 buybacks on Leslau and Supreme.
But this is the fight that Alliance needed to give themselves at least some confidence, right? It's the idea that they can take the fight, they can utilize this Weaver to punish the type of damage that Tundra has. And I gotta say, that Chrono, it nearly, of course 9 did die, but the footwork from 9 to get around the tree on the southern side of the Chrono to then roll away, like,
Dire's middle tower.
He nearly could have just instantly died at start. Maybe we'll see a replay, I don't know. Yeah, that was, okay, here we have it. Look at it, right, okay, yeah. So, you see here, Weaver, of course, at the start of the fight already gets full on. Look at 9 here. Look at him.
That is pretty close.
Beautiful.
Oh, but my goodness.
It does unfortunately then roll into a tier 2 and die. But the footwork,
yeah.
That was some pretty crafty footwork.
Well,
Radiant are scanning.
He's got a missile heading his way, and he's got no ticket out of there. The TP's still on cooldown.
Is he going to turn and face the rocket, or will he never look at it? Cool guys, don't look at it.
Dying.
Oh, there's another one. I'll flip that one though.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, bud. Again, the key thing to take away from that fight was Alliance is able to take a fight into the Tundra lineup once they have like that perfect construct, right? It's the idea, Ogre tanked up so much to bait the Void in. If there wasn't an Aegis there, Alliance just sweep that fight. That simply is the idea that Alliance wasn't able to stop that first Roshan going to Tundra, giving Tundra that confidence to make those plays. But it does, if you're an Alliance fan, give you a glimmer of hope of Alliance is able to at some point maybe scale into this game if they can position themselves correctly to take the necessary fights. And it is off the back of the new guys, honestly. It's like Aramis right now, he needs to have stellar positioning.
No, he's got to make these saves.
Yeah, 100%. And even Supreme to some degree. He can't be out kind of in no man's land, enabling Tundra that simple entry to the fight. It needs to be Hanskin, it needs to be even Nika Baby to some degree, giving themselves up, baiting Tundra into kind of extending into not one fight, but then overextending into that secondary fight that often develops.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Game Marina the ready, and Leslau is alone up here.
He's got a blink available.
Trees, they got anything to find him, they don't. From Leslau.
Yeah, 33 didn't actually have the Shivas available to then scout out the tree line. He used it a little bit earlier. But, yeah, you got Mars. He himself is now one component away from BKB. Lina is about to complete her BKB. And Wraith King surprise. Also, BKB. So
yeah,
there we go.
BKBs.
That's 3 BKBs coming out from Alliance. And all the damage from Tundra, unless Void is right-clicking you,
Radiant's
it
top
isn't
tower
really
is
physical.
under attack.
So if they're able to survive for a Doom and then utilize these BKBs accordingly, there's going to be some punch now in the Alliance
Radiant's
fight. But
top
again,
tower has
it's all
fallen.
about vision, all about the
Dire's
initiation.
bottom tower
If Tundra
is
gets that
under
clean
attack.
initiation, Chrono on one, Doom on another, it doesn't matter if you have BKBs, you will be killed before they're truly effective. So, oh yeah, and Aramis dies. But
Radiant's
again, like
top
these
tower
deaths
is under attack.
don't really matter too much.
Sure, because he's got his iron, he's got his axe, right? Aramis
Exactly.
and he can do his job in the team fight.
Yeah, and it's so far on the bottom side of the map that Tundra now needs to spend 20 seconds running to the other side, which again, if they didn't run like this, it is worth. But the fact that they're already here, they are punishing this death through then taking away the triangle. But Alliance farmed it quick enough that worst case scenario, Hanskin dies here. They're going to be happy with this. They're looking at their triple BKB timing. They're not caring about Ogre getting a Shadow Amulet or Weaver getting into kills. But yeah, right now Alliance is really kind of playing like the please just die for some fun. That's currently what they're doing. But they can't do it now because Roshan, I
Radiant's
believe,
top
is up
tower
within the
is
next
under
minute.
attack.
Full Skadi gun on Skiter as well. Well, that's something to work through those BKBs. Sure, with the BKB Wraith King, Nico Baby's going to have an easier time of finding his targets. We saw, of course, in that last fight they had around their own triangle with the buybacks coming into play. Nico Baby did get a significant amount of damage done without him. With it, duration will provide a fair few seconds where Tundra's got to be careful about how they do keep their distance from the Wraith King.
9 has a portaled Arcane Rune as well, so Alliance, they got triple BKB, yeah, beautiful time, actually, no, sorry, double BKB, Mars doesn't have one. Beautiful timing from them, but it's the fact that this Earthquake at 9 will have Arcane Rune, plenty of stones to get around the fight.
Get a quick kill on Fada.
Good stuff.
Now what can that open up for them, Roshan?
Fortunately not up. Oh, it's not a quick enough respawn.
Nice, watch him in the high ground. He's going to go for Handskin. Quickly kicks him up to the high ground.
Efficient. Bought himself a Handskin.
Page in history ends.
Right time, 30 seconds. Fada will be back in the game. 9 scouting out the Roshan situation. We're just under a minute for the respawn.
Both teams kind of play on their own high ground vision right now.
Wall staking. He's up and he's down. Jump
Dire's
in with the
middle
blink,
tower
Cookie's
is
down
under
below ground.
attack.
Nico Baby's going to try and turn his efforts over to wall staking, but 9 with the kick gets snaking back up to the safety.
Beautiful stuff from 9 right now. Like he just killed off Hanskin with one kick and he saved Snaking with another. Really playing around this high ground, low ground area. And also the value of Snapfire in that engagement, right? Like he puts himself on a cliff, but he has the Lil Shredder
Dire's
to
middle
automatically
tower
deward
is
the
under
ward because
attack.
you get those quick hits in succession, and then you cookie yourself off the cliff. So yeah, Snaking just making sure Alliance had zero vision to play around. So now if Alliance wants to take a fight at Roshan, they need to get everyone back together. They need to smoke up, get back into an area, and get that high ground vision.
Now for John, this Roche strike could be the game. C33. Going to lead him with the BKB, get the opening vision here for the team. Fine, and take down a hand scan. The rest of Alliance continue to retreat. I'm not quite able to close in onto Leslau. Tundra fully forced them away.
It's the make or break moment for Alliance right now. There is no BKB available. Doom.
Times 3.
Ogre has buyback and can use the tier 2 TP, be it mid or top. And Roshan's alive. So if Tundra want to play this with confidence, yeah, they're already hitting the Roshan.
I mean, do Alliance have to sort of throw everything in to try and stop this Roche? Or
I think right now they're giving it up because of the bit. Like if they've gone in the moment, instantly smoke, there's no BKB, go for the fight, maybe.
see over the side. Nico Baby, he's been found. They're able to bring him down once. Over to the side, 9 rolls in with the control onto Aramis. Get away with the Shikuchi. Doom's dropped down onto Nico Baby. Pots the BKB, will get held in position by the Chronosphere. A skiter off the back of finishing Roche and picking up the Aegis. He's ready to turn up, bring down Nico Baby's Wraith King. Maybe more, definitely more here with 9 closing in onto Supreme. BKB in the shadow blade. The sentry is down. There's Lucas around him and they will. No escape for the Lina. Cookie forward onto 9 as he jumps in on top of Hansken. 4 dead. Once again, Tundra getting all the glory here in 9, even thinking about diving into the base.
Radiant's middle
Another
tower
flag
is under
space. But yeah,
attack.
for Alliance right there, when Doom uses that BKB into the high ground and you lose your Ogre, they have a very split second to decide if they're grouping, smoking, and contesting Roshan, or giving it up. They initially gave it up, and then they decided to contest after. So in the moment of switching game plans, it allowed Tundra to set up at Roshan accordingly, contest, get the kill, and still find the necessary pickoff. So yeah, unfortunately for Alliance, a very small margin in the game to try and take a good fight. They did miss it slightly, but again, they were down by so much gold. It's so hard to find that open.
Let's out. Tries to start the action, but immediately BKB from snaking puts a stop to the combo. Leslau, he'll get closed in upon by skiter, bashed to pieces. They bring him down. Nine's able to roll away before the damage can be done from the three of them. And we're trying to take down the Earth Spirit. They couldn't quite do it. Back towards the base. Alliance, they're being forced back to the fountain, past their towers and racks it. Tundra just fully on with the aggression, feeling confident with the Aegis still intact on skiter. Jump forward for Nico, baby. He's looking for a kill. He will get it. He'll get farther. The one more they can find here. That's what he's trying to chase. This was the buyback from Nico, baby, of course.
Haste.
Nice. Trying to get whatever Tundra can, provide. Right? If Tundra keeps the hero out too long, to get another kill, and could give them a little bit more confidence. Tundra, they just really disengaged. Void, he stayed in the trees for a little bit. He's like, maybe I can go, but there was 9 being half HP, no Doom, no Mortimer's Kisses. There's no reason for Tundra to want to take this extended fight, to give Alliance a single opportunity into the game. And that's a nice thing from Tundra so far in this series. They have shown such a beautiful discipline on. They might play with the confidence, offering up high fives, planting flags, but they're doing it knowing that they can play in that area. It's not as if we're seeing them overextend and just die unnecessarily. So they are playing with both confidence. Yeah, it's really nice to see.
Skiter. 2 minutes of having the second life.
Big fan of his itemization here, the Refresher Orb. Now that he's already completed his big damage items, be it in the form of, Skadi, Maelstrom, even, what's the farming of the Master Madness, but the fact that he's able to have presence in the fight, all he has to do to win a fight is hit a good chrono. And Refresher Orb, it is such a good item. Double Percy, the amount of mana regen that you get. You might not have the mana pool to chrono refresh chrono in an easier fight using all your other spells, but you have the ability to take a fight, reset, a couple minutes, then go in again with another chrono. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Absolutely, especially at this stage of the game, which for Alliance, the buybacks are going to be something they will have to rely on to possibly hold against some of these sieges from Tundra.
And he will actually have the mana to do a full double chrono combo. Yeah, but it's not as if he's even starved of mana and it's like, I've got a refresher. Like, because he has the Skadi, he can just chrono refresh chrono on the spot if he really has to. But I've seen Voids with the refresher where they'll just chrono one guy, kill him, 10-20 seconds later they just instantly pop another refresh and they're in another fight.
Look at this 9. He's able to get a good distance there on Nico, baby, kicking him away from the rest of his team. Will force out the BKB. 9 also with his own BKB, wanting to get back in on top of Alliance. Alliance that quickly look to split. So Handscan will sacrificial lamb here, torn apart by Tundra as the rest of Alliance scramble their way back to base.
All over them. And yeah, I love Earth Spirit Axe. I think this is such a cool concept in the fact that you can turn someone to stone and kick them, and the kick is so far. Like if you're able to get into the enemy base, it's a fail-safe Magnus Skewer. It's the same thing. And we saw how good Magnus Skewer was at TI. If you can find other heroes to be able to do it, like anyone that repositioned in Dota is conceptually a broken hero. Like Batrider, the reason why he's always been so good is BKB piercing lasso drag the enemy out of base. Yeah, I love the fact that in games on Earth where you can get to this point where you have this, you're out of position, boop, further out.
There's actually one as well there for him to find that Signless Relic.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Now for Tundra, they're just going to be able to play up in Alliance's face, keep moving from top to bottom, play on the vision that they have to make sure that they can't leave their base, extend this lead even further, and potentially for them, unless Alliance give them that free pickoff, they'll probably be just farming up into next Roshan, then going into end the game. Because Tundra isn't a team that just suddenly, dives tier 4s in the hope to kill him in their fountain, right? Like, they will still play pretty calculated with their confidence. For Alliance, pretty excited to take. Excited. They got another option, but a fight in their own base is the best fight that they can take. Use that extra armor from the towers. Hopefully, Tundra disconnects with their positioning because you don't have Ursa freely rolling around your base diving tier 4, so maybe Alliance can.
There we go.
But look, he's kicked so far away.
I mean, he is completely taken away from his base. Nico, baby. It will get time lapse back to safety, but now the Chrono's down onto Aramis only, though. We've gone. Single body find there's the second one, and it's a solid. Getting both Supreme and Nico, baby. The double Chronos coming in big there from Skiter. The arena will come into play, but Supreme, he's out for 100. He cannot buy back. Two supports will, however. Hanscan and Aramis returning to the action as they do take down 9. Tundra, they know they've still got the numbers. They're back in. 33 pops the refresher. The second Doom down onto Nico, baby. If Nico, baby, will try and walk back to the high ground. With Reincarnate on cooldown, he is out for good, dead for 2 minutes. GG, it's called. As Tundra, they get to play the same draft 2 times. It's back-to-back here in this series. And honestly, it looked just as good in the second game. I mean,